Hello, Commanders fans. Today, we have some hot news that you can't miss, so get ready because there's a lot of important information coming your way. Before we begin, we'd like to take this opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and stay up to date on all the news about our Washington Commanders. Don't forget to leave a like, which greatly strengthens our community and helps bring this content to the most passionate fans of the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. An insider at the Commanders Club revealed what nobody wants to admit about Daron Payne. It seems Daron Payne may stick around into 2026. According to insider information, the Washington Commanders are discussing the possibility of defensive tackle Daron Payne fulfilling the final year of his contract without an extension or restructuring. If confirmed, he will certainly once again be the player with the biggest impact on the team's salary cap in 2026. Some fans believe this relationship has come to an end. Others think Payne should have his contract renewed as he's the team's best offensive lineman. The truth probably lies somewhere in between, and if he fails to raise his performance level under new coordinator Daron Payne in 2026, the Commanders will have an extra $28 million available next year. An insider at the Commanders questioned the feasibility of Daron Payne fulfilling his contract to the end. Not everyone agrees with this theory. Grant Paulson from radio station 106.7 The Fan believes the savings generated by Payne's departure could be better invested in other areas. He's a good player, but $28 million is a lot of money for someone with such inconsistent performance in recent years. Don't convince me that it's worth paying him $28 million for a season of American football. And I like him. I'm a fan of Daron Payne. In fact, I think he's the best defensive player on the team, and I don't think there's much competition. If they released him at the beginning of the season, they would save almost $17 million in salary cap space. That money could be used to hire a very good starting defensive tackle on the market. That's more money than you gave Javon Kinlaw. And you could use that money to hire several starters in different positions. Paying $28 million to Daron Payne this season, is it really worth it? Releasing him would free up $17 million in salary cap space, enough for a starting defensive tackle or several starters. It's a valid argument. If contracts are structured correctly, $17 million in 2026 salary cap space could bring in 3 or 4 quality players. That's enough for 1 or 2 big signings. Payne's absence would leave a huge gap to fill, but it's been a long time since his 2022 Pro Bowl campaign, which earned him a $90 million contract extension. The Washington Commanders will take the field with a new offensive coordinator in charge of the plays. One analyst believes the team should select an offensive player in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft. Bucky Brooks, an analyst for NFL.com, believes Arizona State wide receiver Jordan Tyson would be the smartest choice. Deebo Samuel is about to become a free agent this offseason, and if the veteran receiver leaves, this skilled receiver would be a sensible choice for the Commanders. Tyson is a route specialist, reminiscent of Jackson Smith-Njigba on the perimeter. The player, who is in his 3rd year of eligibility, leaves Tempe after a 2-year stint in the desert, which resulted in a Big 12 conference title and a playoff berth in college football. On the field, the 6-foot, 90-pound receiver made 158 receptions for 2,282 yards and 22 touchdowns during his career with the Sun Devils, and before that in Colorado. Jordan Tyson is one of the best route runners in the 2026 wide receiver class. Sudden, nuanced, and always open. She wins with pace, footwork, and sensitivity more than with pure athleticism. She can position herself anywhere and run any route. The potential draft pick could add explosiveness and balance to the offense. On the field, Tyson demonstrates the characteristics that Washington could leverage at the wide receiver position. From the snap, we see a player capable of winning with agility, overcoming coverage with feints and quick shoulder movements. Furthermore, the Sun Devil runs precise routes with controlled athleticism. In other words, he doesn't rush his routes, overcorrecting the rules or making missteps. Instead, he transitions smoothly between catching and advancing downfield. For example, one of Tyson's best games in 2025 was a game with 10 receptions and 105 yards against Texas Tech.
Despite pressure from the TTU defense, Tyson demonstrated the ability to change routes if his quarterback was in danger. Tyson's draft strategy could solve an urgent problem. With veteran Samuel leaving for free agency, the Commanders need a top receiver to complement Terry McLaurin. Although the outside receiver position seems to be Tyson's primary focus, he has significant experience playing in the slot. According to Pro Football Focus, the former ASU standout played 134 of 557 snaps in the slot. Playing in the slot also allows McLaurin to make contested deep receptions, even with man coverage.
You don't need to be an orthopedic surgeon to understand that the knee injury suffered by Washington Commanders tight end Zach Ertz in the Week 14 loss to the Minnesota Vikings was catastrophic. Pro Football Focus highlighted Atlanta Falcons free agent tight end Kyle Pitts as the player the Commanders need to focus all their energies on, and with $51 million available in salary cap space before any roster changes, that's a very real possibility. The Commanders are looking to bounce back from a disappointing 2025 season, partly due to injuries, wrote Bradley Locker of PFF. Although Washington's defense was once again among the worst in the league, the team could also bolster its offensive options. Pitts had his best performance since 2021 with an 82.0 PFF rating, 1.71 yards per route, and 51 first downs. The former fourth overall kick in the draft could find a place in Washington. Zach Ertz's future is uncertain after a serious knee injury, while John Bates and Ben Sinnott haven't proven to be threats in the passing game. Pairing 25-year-old Pitts with Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin could be an interesting option for several seasons. Pitts increased his contract value the following year. Pitts, at 6'3" and 222 pounds, had arguably the best season of his career in 2025, and that was in the final year of his rookie contract. SpotTrack predicts Pitts could secure a 4-year, $43.3 million contract in free agency, which seems a bit low. His market value is perhaps closer to a 4-year, $50 million deal. Playing with two different and inconsistent starting quarterbacks, Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins, Pitts had 88 receptions for 928 yards and 5 touchdowns, earning his first NFL All-Pro selection. It was his best season since he had 68 receptions for 1,028 yards and 1 touchdown in his Pro Bowl debut season in 2021. Pitts, 25, became the highest-drafted tight end in NFL history when he was selected by the Atlanta Falcons 4th overall in the 2021 draft after winning the Mackey Award at the University of Florida and running the 40-yard dash in an impressive 4.40 seconds at the NFL Scouting Combine. Pitts' biggest problem so far in his career has been the team that drafted him. The Falcons haven't had a winning season since 2017, and the new coach, Kevin Stefanski, is the franchise's 4th coach since 2020. Commanders: oscillations and mistakes behind Ertz.